Hi, Bright Lights. Welcome back to another week of Big Business Spotlight, where small business is transformed into big business through knowledge and your support. This week, we have Janet Beamer with the executive coordinator. So let's listen in.
Hi, I am Janet Beamer. I'm excited to give my business spotlight today. Just a little bit about me. I am a believer, I'm a mom, and I own the executive coordinator. I support business owners and agency owners with projects, launch management, and client success. Ultimately, I support them with growing and scaling through creating courses, creating the programs, and ensuring that their client experience is amazing on the other side of that. So what is my why behind my business? So as I mentioned, I am a mom, so legacy is important to me. Creating something that can live on forever, whether it's my business, whether it's just the money that I'm able to provide to give people opportunities, whether it's buying real estate or land, but or just the know-how or the knowledge that I'm gaining being an entrepreneur. And sharing it with others. So for example, my dad actually was an entrepreneur as well. So he was able to leave those nuggets with me, not knowing that I would ever become an entrepreneur, but it did happen or it has happened. But I remember watching and observing from afar, and I was able to take some of those nuggets. And I'm sure I use some of that in my day to day as well. Um, so that's my why, leaving a legacy. So how does my business impact the world? I support business owners of multiple sizes. So anywhere from, bringing in a couple 100,000 per year in revenue, all the way up to I've worked with folks that have $100 million in net worth. So a wide range of folks. But what I love that my business does is I impact because I'm able to support them with taking that vision and actually executing it. What happens is a lot of creatives, a lot of visionaries, they have these amazing ideas, but they need help with actually bringing it out into the world. And that's what my business does. I support to make sure that that actually happens. What I love is sometimes working with folks that have been sitting on an idea for 10 years. We work together and they finally are able to get that out into the world. And typically, the projects that I work with are impactful projects. It allows someone to create another revenue stream, to learn something new, create their own business, supplement what they're currently making in their 9 to 5 jobs, all sorts of things. So it's just great being able to be a part of all of that, and bringing the business owners that I do work with their visions to life. So tell us about the biggest lessons that I've learned and how to overcome in business. I'm reading the questions here. So the biggest lesson that I've had to overcome in business is if you can get through those hard times, which is usually, I would say, year one, year two, um, if you can get on the other side of that and you keep pressing forward, you will see amazing things on the other end. Um, One thing that I learned is, don't give up. And I know people say it all the time, don't give up. But honestly, if you can get through that, you have no idea what's on the other side of that sacrifice. You have no idea what's on the other side of that grit that you have. It's just a matter of doing it and not giving up. So that's one thing that I've even had to overcome. Like you have those moments where you're like, you know what, I'm going to throw this whole business away. I'm going back to my old job. I'm going back to a job, whatever the case may be. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Some people need to do that. Do what's best for you. Um, However, don't lose sight of what your plan is or what God's plan is for you. Make sure that you continue to be obedient. Um, and I think, oh, the other day, oh, and remember that faith is not passive. Faith is active. So continue doing the actions even during the tough times. So that is my biggest blessing that I've had to overcome with being since being in business. So, what are some business nuggets that you have for a new entrepreneur? All right, so I kind of shared one just a minute ago, but also just remembering that your journey is your journey. Do not compare yourself to where others are that started at the same place that you have. You are. So, for example, I mean, I've had peers that are have far exceeded me in revenue, but their business and their is not what mine is supposed to be. So you cannot judge where you are. Just be appreciative about of where you are in your journey, and always continue to look back and reflect on how far you've come. And sometimes I have to sit there and be like, hold on, last year I was here. Or looking at your metrics or your KPIs and realizing, oh wow, I really have come a long way. But just remember that you've got to remember like what your dreams are, and your aspirations, and continue to pursue that, not someone else's. Um, Another thing is I'm big on plans. Write your plan and make it plain. Give yourself deadlines, give yourself deliverables. You don't have to put everything in a short amount of time. You can stretch it out to where it's not so overwhelming. A lot try Folks will, especially starting off new, will try to do so many things at one time. No, give yourself the space and the grace, and really just put yourself on like a project. I call a project plan. So give yourself 30 days, give yourself 60 days, give yourself 90 days to accomplish whatever task or goals that you have, and then put them into bite-sized pieces, so you don't have to do your entire if you're creating a website on your own, you don't have to do the entire website at one sitting. It may be today I'm going to write the copy for the about page. Today I'm going to actually take that copy and design it onto the web page. The next day I'm going to edit it. So just give yourself different deadlines for different items and kind of put them into bite-sized nuggets. And then also outsource when you can. When you have the funding, or sometimes before you have the funding, outsource what doesn't serve you as a business owner or what you're not good at. Get Ask for help and get the support. There are a lot of inexpensive options, and there are some that are more experienced, which will cost, more money. But definitely get the help you need. If you see a gap, get the support you need. Always work within your strengths if you can, and whatever is not your strength, you know, somebody out there can do it for you. Last but not least, oh, let me tell you exactly how to contact me. So once again, I'm Janet Beamer with the Executive Coordinator. You can find me on Facebook at Janet Beamer, or the Executive Coordinator LLC business page. On Instagram, you can find me at the THE_exec_coordinator. There, I'm on Instagram probably more than Facebook, so that's a great place to reach me as well. Or my website at theexecutivecoordinator.com. Uh, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I would love to talk with you soon.